resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Brian Held.
Brian Held. How are you, buckaroo?
Man, I am so good, right? Because I know you forgot this, and I'm happy to be able to tell you, happy anniversary, David.
Oh, how long have we been married?
So this past Friday, May 3rd, made 6 years that we've been on the air, Dave.
Oh, all right. We never got married, right?
Well, I mean,
no.
Is this a marriage year, this show?
Hell, yes, of course.
Yeah. So
6 years. Wow. Who'd have thought? Where does the time go?
I know. And a couple other things that happened this weekend. Of course, Saturday is the first Saturday in May, and it was Free Comic Book Day. And thanks to the folks out at BSI Comics for having us out there. They're always wonderful. And then we closed the night out at our sponsor, the Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, for International Star Wars Day, and had a lot of fun doing all that.
Yes, we did. We won't talk about that.
Right.
It's very similar to our 5-year anniversary party, though.
It was. Would you like to lay out the show, Dave?
I would. All right, we'll start off the show with top nerd news. Follow that up with our boy Skungy and his pick of the week. And then we have a very special guest in studio with us, Brian.
We absolutely do. We have Mr. Valek Sykes. He's going to be telling us about his work in the film industry when we get to him. And then, of course, we'll close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History.
But first... And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, Brian, what's topping us off tonight?
So I have sad news to bring to the table first out of the gate.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, Peter Mayhew passed away at the age of 74 on April 30th.
Yeah, thanks for that.
No, I mean, you know, we got to talk about it. And of course, he had a special connection to New Orleans.
He did.
With Chewbacca. You know, he was here twice to reign as first king and then emperor for life, which they...
Exoticon. I mean, look, let's bring it back old school, buddy. You're talking about Chewbacca. That's new school stuff, man. Let's bring it back old school. Try to get Chewbacca into a Tercel. Good luck.
Yeah, right.
I tried that. It was hard.
And I believe he was like Grand Marshal for Tux at one time, too.
That and I think Tux and maybe Bacchus, I think.
Yeah.
One of the other. I mean, like he did a lot of that stuff. I had Peter Mayhew in my Tercel and Lou Ferrigno in my Tercel at one time.
Oh, that's insane.
Not at the same time.
Oh, okay.
That would have been impossible.
Okay.
But different on the same weekend, though.
All right, fair enough.
It was crazy. It was fun. But yeah, Peter Mayhew, rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Well, since we're talking about Star Wars, did you mention something about the Galaxy Edge's score from John Williams?
So this is like something new that he just put out for Galaxy's Edge. I went straight to the cooler part.
All right.
So this is what's going to be playing as you make your way through Galaxy's Edge there at Disney World.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
This will be the stuff piped in the background. I'm sure you're going to get regaled at some point with Cantina music.
Of course.
But look, it's got that whole John Williams sort of that Star Wars feel to it right now. So, but it's just funny though too because we didn't get a chance to talk about it because it happened this week when they opened up the whole the get your reservations, because when it opens up like a month or two from now.
It's going to be a month or two from now.
You have to get a reservation for like the first 4 weeks. And
right.
People were sitting there online for hours and hours and hours waiting for it. And so
was it like getting tickets for Avengers Endgame?
Kind of, sort of, but worse. And then what it said, and it said, do not refresh this page. So all you had was that weird ass stock footage of a father and son holding hands in front of the Millennium Falcon. And it said, do not refresh or reload this page or you will lose your place in line.
Wow.
So everybody just sat there for hours and hours just staring at it on either their phones, their tablets, or their PC, just staring at it, waiting. And there was no meter. There was nothing on there. So you had no idea if your computer locked up. So people are out there tweeting and Facebook Live. And they're like, I don't know what's going on. What is real? Oh, my God.
That's terrible.
Humanity. So, of course, I loved every second of it. There's a couple of favorites that I watch when I'm feeling a little low.
Yeah.
And then I watch other people's pain, and it just buoys my soul.
David Schadenfreude de Corbier.
Ça c'est moi.
Oh, man. So terrible. But, hey, we mentioned Endgame, and, of course, we have to say Avengers Endgame has bypassed Titanic to take the number 2 film of all time.
Read the headline. Read the headline correctly, Brian.
Avengers Endgame sinks Titanic as the number 2 film of all time with $2.18 billion is at the box office. And I went on Box Office Mojo earlier and kind of took a look at all the numbers, and it just won. Like just
now, what is all this crap that I'm seeing on a bunch of other sites saying that Endgame is not performing as well as they had hoped? Was that just clickbait crap?
That sounds like clickbait stuff because there's no way this is underperforming.
Well, follow me though. It just seems like there was just this crush of humanity where everybody wanted to go see it that first weekend and some. Right. People are still seeing it right now.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers said tomorrow we can start talking spoilers.
Do you think we could start talking today? Honestly,
probably could.
Yeah,
if we wanted to.
Yeah.
It's May 5th. It's I was about to say 1911. It's 1711. It's 7/11 right
yes.
now. But look, I mean, 3 hours, and then you're seeing it in the movie theater, and it's asking a lot. And then if you've already seen it, you've already kind of got the deal. Now, most people are going to want to see it again. Like, as soon as I can download it or buy it, I'm going to get it so I can watch it again to see all those little things. But then it's I could see where people aren't going to go back again. I could see it underperforming as the weeks continue. Some people will make it out there, but I'm curious as to how many people are going to go see it again. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm not interested in going to see it again.
I want to see it again, and I do know friends who have seen it again in the theater. So I don't know. I mean, it's just so much money, and the next thing is I think it's $2.7 billion is Avatar. Right.
How the hell did that piece of turd movie make that much money? I mean, that was the worst movie ever.
Because I want to say it was 34 weeks on screen plus all the screens that were airing it probably gave it some of that.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
it was not a good movie.
Well, at the time too was the effects, right? The cinematic effects with the 3D and all that kind of stuff. That was a big deal at the time.
Yeah, that was right at the peak of the 80s. Right.
90s?
No, I'm joking about it being the 80s. The whole 3D thing was just a homage to the 80s. It was like, oh my God, it's in 3D, so like it hits your face. Like I've seen Night of the Living Dead in 3D
with the red and blue glasses.
Yeah, and you got Sid Haig blowing weed smoke at you. Oh God, it was a travesty of a movie, but it had to be made because everything in the 80s had to have a friggin' 3D movie in it.
Yeah.
And so then they brought this crap back, and I think I've seen 2 3D movies. I refuse to watch it. Bleep them right in the bleep.
The 3D technology is better now, admittedly.
Who cares?
But yeah, who cares? Because I'm not a big fan of it myself. But yeah, I hope that Avengers will take top place.
Well, you know what I want to see?
What's that?
I want to see take top place is a reboot that the Russo brothers are fully on board with doing. I'm 100% behind the Krull remake.
So I put this in here just for you, Dave. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, they were talking to the Russo brothers in an interview, and it came out that different properties that they wanted to work on under Disney, and one of them was Krull. And honestly, like, I love the Krull movie, dude. It's so cheesy.
It's so cheesy, it's awesome.
But I mean, that's what makes it good. And then to have these guys use the technology that we have nowadays.
Oh yeah. What I liked about Krull, and I think it deserves a remake for the simple fact that it should be updated, because they're like, I remember one of the scenes where they're all trying to get into to the moving castle or whatever, and you got these, and it was so cool. It was like a D&D met space, you know. I mean, it was like really, you've got guys with ray guns fighting guys with swords, you know. It was just kick ass.
It was,
and they're coming out, and you're just seeing these guys like falling over and dying. It was just like weird, crappy special effects. The Cyclops dude, I mean, oh my God, like great character, but he looked like crap.
Yeah.
But he had a cool trident that he threw. So
That's
hey,
true.
you know, all on board with Cyclops. I just glossed over the fact that he had a weird looking one eye.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I would love to see this remade and like, you know, done properly, you know, like with a budget that Marvel has.
Yeah.
Oh, hell's bells, man. I would love to see that.
And a slightly tighter storyline, because I remember the storyline was sort of disjointed. It was just kind of weird. It was like,
yeah,
I don't completely understand.
That was the 80s.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the stuff was so weird and non sequitur. It's like, I have to go visit the Spider Lady. It's my ex-wife. You know, somebody, the director was like, hey, look, put my ex-wife in her. Call her Spider Queen.
Yeah.
She eats the souls of men.
That probably happened. Yeah.
I guarantee it happened. Same guy who wanted the spider in Wild Wild West.
Oh, right. In some coke-fueled backroom deal
Yes,
to get his
exactly.
ex-wife apart. Yeah, all right.
Right.
All right.
Nice.
So, an animated Star Trek series has been greenlit over at Nickelodeon. And it's interesting because it seems like this is a pitch in order to engender interest in younger demographics is what's kind of happening here.
Yeah, it's lame though. I mean, like, all right. So what is it? A bunch of young kids find an old, Starfleet vessel, fix her up, and then cruise through space looking for fun, adventure, and education.
Actually, it's
Bite me.
Adventure, meaning, and salvation.
Oh,
David.
meaning and salvation. Yeah, like. Be careful, you just might learn something.
Right.
Hey, it's the Federation. And we're going to go through space for you. That's what's going to happen here. Oh, for Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Look, I think it might be okay and fun, but I mean, CBS ain't winning me back. I mean, they don't know what the hell to do with Star Trek. Not a clue in the damn world, man.
Well, it's,
what is the other one? The
Lower Decks?
That looks funny. But that's going to be something where it's like they're trying to get the older demo. They're trying to lure in some, you know, kids with the younger demo. Here's a tip. Why don't you make a damn good movie and a series? Just throwing it out there.
Well,
just putting it out there.
I mean, that's a lot to ask, David.
Yeah, apparently it is.
Requires work and effort.
Oh, God have mercy.
All right, this is from the Weird Files. So, are you familiar with Razer and the PC peripherals that they make? Mice, keyboards, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, I got my son a Razer keyboard and headset for Christmas. So, I mean, Santa got him.
That's cool. I myself have a Razer keyboard and mouse and keypad. Razer, send me an update, please. So, in any case,
stop using your station and place in life to pander to get free stuff.
I'm just trying to get free peripherals, Dave. Come on.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm still trying to get Natalie Portman.
Right.
Call me.
Apparently, they're producing a toaster, Dave.
Do you plug it into your PC? Does it make toast for your PC?
I don't know. Maybe it brands the Razer logo on the toast. But in 2016, they had an April Fool's joke that they were going to make a toaster, right? And then a bunch of fans came in and were like, you got to give us this toaster. And they called it Project Breadwinner is what it was. Yeah. And then people would not leave the CEO, Min Liang Tan. Like every time he was getting interviewed, he keeps getting asked about this toaster, and he's like, "Can you let the toaster go?" And finally, they're like, "Look, if you create a Facebook page and get 1 million likes on it, we'll make this goddamn toaster." All right. Now, the Facebook page itself, which is "Give Us the Razer Toaster," has about 45,000 likes, but apparently. Apparently, there was some sort of agreement with the CEO that if you got a tattoo, it was equivalent to 100,000 likes.
So how many people got 10 people?
12.
Oh, wow. 12 morons.
So 12 people out there have, the Razer toaster tattooed to their bodies, and he's like, all right, we'll get some engineers on it. We'll make this toaster.
I am absolutely convinced that April Fool's Day has now become like the way to spitball new products. What's the wackiest product that hasn't made it out of product team yet? Give them to me. We're going to put them on Twitter, and the ones that really get some traction will make that stupid-ass product.
No,
I think that's exactly what happened.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Dave.
I did. That's what I do. It's it's my jam.
Last thing I wanted to mention real quick is the BBC talked about an exhilarating implant that will turn thoughts into speech.
And is that real? I mean, it's the BBC. I mean,
it is absolutely
those
real.
British people, they're very forthright and whatever.
Yes. So
adjective.
It is real. The focus is, of course, people who have maybe motor neuron disease, brain injuries, throat cancer. That people who cannot talk. But what this implant does is it gets tied into the centers of the brain that controls mouth movements.
Okay.
And then it can interpret that in order to create speech. And it's not perfect. And you can go to the article and you can listen to a recording of it, of an example. But, I mean, how cool is that, right? That they can give these people who can't speak voice again. And it's not ready for clinical trials yet. They're still, doing some research and tweaking. But I just thought that was freaking phenomenal.
No, well, it's kind of like the Saints player who got a award from Congress and everything, and his goal is to give speech to people that lose their speech through debilitating diseases.
Yeah,
and he's got ALS, and I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. If that's true, and I mean, I could see that being true.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect music to go out and on.
We're going to have a show for you. Skungy's going to teach you a game or two.
There you go. All right, guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we'll have our boy Skungy and his pick of the week. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Big Easy Con comes to New Orleans June 1st through the 2nd at the Ernest N. Morial Convention Center. Don't miss celebrity guests Ron Perlman, Kristen Bauer, Lenny James, Lou Ferrigno, John Barrowman, and so many more. Learn more and get tickets at BigEasyCon.com. Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H21 is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Pro Se Productions is a leading independent publisher on the cutting edge of new pulp and genre fiction today. At Pro Se Productions, you'll find fiction featuring fast-paced action and adventure, larger-than-life protagonists, over-the-top characters, and tight yet extravagant plots. Pro Se specializes in prose books, anthologies, audiobooks, and more. Go to prose-press.com to find our monthly release schedule and more info about our great titles. Pro Se Productions is your first-rate publisher of new pulp fiction today.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek. Don't forget, you can listen to previous episodes on the iHeartRadio app at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here are your hosts, D Squared and Brian Held.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared with
Brian Held.
So, Brian, it is your favorite part of the show, but you know what? We forgot. Like, I'm going through all this Krulls stuff during the break, and like the Willow stuff. Willow.
You're right.
They're going to make another Willow.
Oh, geez.
They're making. What are they making? A 2? Are they making a series? What is it?
I don't even remember.
Oh, you suck.
What?
Fine, let's ask Skungy, but first, let's do this.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
You might be an idiot savant.
Woohoo!
Skungy, what's shaking, bacon?
Mad Martin again.
Mad Martin. So what is it? Do you remember?
I think it's supposed to be a sequel.
Is it a sequel or is it a series, Brian? Brian's intently staring at his phone right now. Nothing like live radio to piss Brian off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't prepared for this.
Well, that's why I do show notes, David, so that we can be prepared.
I know, but I randomly remember stuff at inopportune times. So, Skungy, what are we talking about today, Buckaroo?
Apparently, we're talking about Willow.
Hello.
No, we're talking about Days Gone.
Ah.
Okay.
Days Gone is Sony's new exclusive. It's from Ben Studios. It is a third-person apocalypse. I mean,
It was like E3, but like 2 years ago. They've been dragging their ass on this thing.
well, dude, this thing's been in development for over 3 years. It's
Yeah,
been a while. It's like 5 or 6 years.
I had
actually.
forgotten about it when I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember talking about that when Skungy did the E3 bonanza.
Yeah, I mean, it was a while ago, and the main protagonist in it is a guy named Deacon St. John, and he's played for, I should have written down his name. I can't remember, but he's the same guy who played Starkiller in Force Unleashed.
Oh, okay. He basically he looks like Daryl from Walking Dead.
Yeah, so the character in the game, he's a biker, and it's after.
Daryl.
They're not zombies. Don't say zombies. They're freakers because they're not zombies.
Freakers.
But
Oh, well, that's great.
They're.
Did somebody try to copyright zombie? Please tell me they didn't.
They're biters. They're walkers.
No, they just call them because they're like, we don't want to call them zombies. We're calling them freakers. But the thing is, it's because the reason why is they're not dead. They're actually still alive. So they actually sleep and eat. So that's why they're trying not to call them a zombie. But yeah, so there's this breakout of this, and he gets separated from his wife.
They're from Florida?
There goes our Florida listeners.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, his wife. He gets separated from his wife, and his wife is presumed dead. And it's 2 years later, and him and his best friend biker buddy are like these outcast drifters who go from camp to camp, collecting bounties and doing work and everything on their bikes, trying to get north. It's an okay story, which is what it's supposed to be. I mean, this game, it has like a 60-hour campaign.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I remember watching the video for it at E3 and being kind of blown away. Like you have to sneak, and then like he was trying to work into a camp, and like you had to kill somebody and then hide their body. I mean, like it's a big deal. I mean, I guess that's why it took so long. But I mean, is it worth it though, Skungy?
It's okay. So I'll talk about the combat first. The combat's fun. All right. It's got, you got a lot of different weapons, and doing jobs for different camps will unlock more weapons to buy. You get trust with the more jobs you do for a camp, the more trust you get with the camp, which means that better weapons that you can buy from them, or better parts for your motorcycle, because your motorcycle is your lifeline.
All right.
That's how you get around. If your motorcycle breaks down, you are in trouble, So one thing that the developers need to know is that they need to know how gas mileage on a motorcycle works, all right? Because it's like you drive halfway to the other camp and you've used almost all your gas. And I'm like, that's not how it works with a motorcycle. Come on. So you're constantly looking for gas, and just aggravated me. But the combat's fun. You have stealth missions, like you mentioned earlier, where you can sneak into camps and take out these rival, humans, or you're trying to take out the freakers. And that's a cool thing. Those freakers, they're, as much as I know you hate it, they're the World War Z zombie movie zombies.
I mean, runners. I'm fine with runners. I just didn't like it from World War Z when then the source material they were slow moving shamblers and they killed them with metronomes and bullets. I mean, literally.
Right.
Yeah, these are like there's at points where they have hordes, and I'm using the word hordes because there are hundreds of zombies freakers on screen at once, and
cool.
are like you're screwed. Like
I'm fine with that. That's kind of cool.
On a motorcycle, and it ain't happening. They're going to just It's going to be like you're caught a tidal wave.
Too bad you didn't have any gas. You could make some Molotov cocktails and light them all on fire. But apparently, there's a shortage.
You can make Molotov cocktails. You use kerosene for Molotov cocktails. You don't use gasoline for them. Weird.
It's like they've never survived a zombie apocalypse.
Right.
Like
exactly. Exactly. But I mean, the gameplay is fine itself. It's just. It's weird. As playing through this game, and I played it for a good amount, I want to love the game, but I can't. Something's stopping me from loving it. I like the game, but something's stopping, and it's the bugs.
Oh.
My God, it's buggy. It's buggy.
Like Assassin's Creed Unity buggy?
Oh, not that bad, but still pretty bad. I mean,
Fallout 4, Fallout 76 buggy?
Nah, it's not that bad, but it's in the middle.
Okay.
The road will appear in front of you. The draw distance is terrible at times. The audio, my God, the audio. Sometimes the audio just drops. Like they're talking and all of a sudden there's nothing happening. Their lips are moving and nothing's coming out. And then other times the audio is not even sunk right.
Wow.
And it's annoying. And that's what I think it is. It's annoying, and it takes you out of the experience of the game. When you're playing a video game, and especially one that's supposed to have a story that's supposed to immerse you in a world that's supposed to immerse you, that takes you out of that world and reminds you that you're playing a game.
Well, that's why they have the patch, and you can download the rest of the game for $1.99.
Wait, to get the rest of the audio files?
The rest of the audio files for just $1. Or wait another 6 months, and you'll get the rest of the audio.
That's terrible.
Well, apparently, right now, there's no plan on DLC or anything like that. They haven't mentioned anything about a season pass or anything like that. Like, this is the game. And there's plenty of gameplay there, and it's a lot of fun. It's just, the story drops off halfway through it, and you're kind of like, it tries to take itself too serious at times with the bugs. It's where it's like, hey, I like the game, I can't love it.
Okay, that's cool. And this is a PS4 exclusive?
It's a PS4 exclusive. It's $60, and it's like I said, it's a fun time. Like when going through the combat and upgrading your bike, that's a lot of fun. It's just little things that kind of stop it from being a great game.
Okay, that's cool. Well, hey, Skungy, I just kind of wanted to mention so that our listeners understand. You told me that the dry spell of new games is starting to come out, so you're going to try to cover some board games?
Yeah, I might cover a couple of board games that have come out just to mix it up a little bit. Since there's a big dry spell in video games. There's going to be a lot of indies, and I'll do a lot of indie reviews. But I mean, just to fill in those gaps, I'm going to do maybe a couple of board game reviews because they got a lot of cool board games that are just been released that are coming out in the next couple of months.
Okay,
that people would really like.
I still have board games still wrapped in the cellophane.
I bet you do.
Same thing here.
Yeah, there's just not enough time. I still haven't played Axis and Allies and Zombies. Still haven't played that, and I got Call of Duty Zombies Risk.
Yeah,
but I want to play Axis and Allies Zombies.
All right. So I was told that if I didn't call Skungy the Jar Jar Binks of the Week in Geek radio show on the air, that somebody would yank my geek card. So
why is
Misa gonna kill you?
All right, Skungy, go ahead and get out of here, man.
All right, guys.
Nice.
I looked. It's a sequel.
Yeah, no. Ron Howard has confirmed that they're working on a sequel series for Disney Plus.
See, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right, Skungy. Thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to have our in-studio guest, Mr. Valek Sykes from TechWorks FX Studios. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Big Easy Con comes to New Orleans June 1st through the 2nd at the Ernest N. Morial Convention Center. Don't miss celebrity guests Ron Perlman, Kristen Bauer, Lenny James, Lou Ferrigno, John Barrowman, and so many more. Learn more and get tickets at BigEasyCon.com. Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game.
By Nancy Hansen is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Belle Chase Highway today.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports at Avondale. We'll have all-day tournaments with your favorite games like Apex Legends, Super Smash Bros., Street Fighter, and more. Tabletop will be included too, featuring events from Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, and a host of demos to jump into. Casual, retro, VR gaming available all weekend with plenty of artists and vendor booths. Don't miss NOLA Gaming Fest, June 14th through the 16th at NOLA Motorsports. Check out iglfoundation.com for more info.
Hello, this is Chris Walken. If you've got a hankering for more cowbell, you can get it on The Week in Geek. Come on.
Welcome back into the week. I almost slipped up.
Yep.
I got confused, man. Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared along with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, we have a very special guest in the studio that has a brand new tattoo.
Oh, yeah, it's a toaster.
It really confused me. It threw me off.
Right, so with us, joining us in studio, is the owner of TechWorks FX Studios, Mr. Valek Sykes. How are you?
Very good. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, we're great. So, before the interview, or we talked, and I was like, what's your title? Like, what do you do? And then looking at your website and all the stuff you do, I don't think it can be quantified.
Well, I made a face when you said that, and I was people ask me that all the time. I was like, well, I do sculpting, I do animatronics, I supervise because that's my normal job, basically. But as a shop owner, you have to have many hats on, and I do them all way too much.
I guess it would. You want to make sure that you understand because you're bringing people. If you're bringing people on to do something, you kind of need to know what they're doing, right?
Yeah. And I mean, and it goes back to when I started out. I started as a sculptor, and then I realized if I do animatronics, I'd be working a lot more. Instead of sculpting for a couple of weeks, I might do animatronics for 6 months. So it was a paycheck thing, and at the same time I could do both, so that worked out for me.
So you started in Los Angeles in the film industry about how many years ago?
Well, let's see, probably about 24 years, something like that.
Okay.
Been around the block. I used to work for Stan Winston back in the day when he was alive, which was my idol.
Yeah.
Along with Rick Baker, who was another one of my idols. Those were my number 1 and 2 dreams to work for those guys. And then once I did that, I worked for a few other people, obviously, and then started my own company.
Yeah. Well, and, it's funny because there's a credit section on your website, and there's so many credits, like we would blow the entire interview if I just started listing them all. I mean,
yeah, we could start. No, I'm kidding.
So, what are some of the big productions that you have worked on?
Let's see. Everybody asks me that. I go, So we just finished up doing some costumes and prop type stuff for the new Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which was shot here in New Orleans area. And but I go back to I was Garfield in the Garfield movies. I was literally made all these puppets for Garfield, and we shot all those things practically, and then we knew we were going to cover them with CGI, which was fine.
Okay,
just so we know Garfield lies.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was also the fish in Cat in the Hat again. CGI'd over. I'm also a puppeteer, so I've been around doing a lot of different things. When I focused on animatronics, you start realizing that you're the guy that's going to have to bring these things to life. So, Men in Black, Part 2, I did a lot of characters for that, animatronics, and then I puppeteered quite a few of them as well.
Okay.
I was one of the Worm guys, or at least one of the team of the Worm guys. There's a lot of us there.
Yeah.
Come on,
Aren't those the actual props, they're like life size?
Well, we had their life size, which is only about 3 feet tall, and then we had we called them 3 times size Worm guys, which, they were our size. So that way you could actually fit all the animatronics to give them all the expressions if we made them a lot bigger. Because trying to fit all that into a little tiny package is always difficult.
Okay. No, that's super cool. And so start out at sculpting, then, of course, the natural progression of animatronics, and then with that, then now you have to be a puppeteer. And, what's next?
Well, shop owner. That was my next step. I said, well, you know what? I've done all these things, and I really love what I do. So why don't I do that? For myself. So then I started my own company years ago, and slowly built it up to where I was doing that forever in Los Angeles, and I decided, you know what? I want to come where the food is better and it's more relaxed. It's not 17 hours worth of traffic every day. So I came here, which is a beautiful place. We've been here about 5 years, and I've moved my shop a couple times, but we've been in the last shop for a couple of years now. It's perfect. Over in Covington area.
Right. Now, did you come at the beginning of the tax breaks, or?
No. What happened was I was here for them for a bit. So we've been here about 5 years. So we were sort of in it when I got here. It was already moving that way, and it was great. And then they screwed it up royally, which affected everybody in my industry, and everybody that ever hired me here disappeared. They went away because, of a year not working here is really brutal.
Oh, yeah.
So luckily I do 2 other things as well. Like I said, I wear a lot of hats. I teach, so I have a little school that we do every so often called Learn Effects. And we do that every so often when we're not super busy. Okay. So we could help try and teach people what we need done, and we get them in the industry. And that way it kind of, it's something I love to do because I'm around people that are excited for what we do, and I get to teach them what I love to do. And then the other side of it is, what was I saying?
The 2 extra things that you do.
Oh, yeah. So I'm trying to remember. I just blanked on it. Okay. But, sorry. The school is what I do a lot of, but I'm trying to remember.
Costuming?
Well, yeah, we do costuming. We do, our main focus, obviously, is working for the films. Oh, I'm sorry. We also, when we get really, when we're looking for work outside of this, we do theme park stuff. So we've done some stuff for Disney and stuff. So during that break, when they screwed up the tax incentives, we did some animatronics for some people in Anaheim, California, let's say.
Okay. You should have led with that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's the Week in Geek, so it's like, I can't really say who we worked on for what awesome
nobody
Marvel
for anything, but
type ride there was at the time. But yeah, we did that when we were busy. And then the tax breaks kind of got back in the swing of things, and it started getting a little busier here again.
Yeah, because I noticed amongst your credits, you worked on Power.
Yes.
That was here recently. That was the one I was on. I did some night shoots for them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But since then, we've probably worked on about 6 films or so. Since then, it's
Captain
been crazy.
Marvel?
I did not work on Captain Marvel, but Paul did.
Yeah.
One of my guys here. And then, but we did, let's see, right after Power, we did Super Cool. We did some animatronics for that.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger, we do a lot of props for those guys, the TV show, which is a Marvel thing. And we've been doing a bunch of cop shows lately, cop films, I should say. And then we also just did some stuff, like I said, for Jay and Silent Bob, the reboot.
What'd you do for them? Can you talk about it?
We just did some costuming type stuff and some props. That's about all I can say.
Okay.
Usually, honestly, till things come out, it's hard to say what we can say that we worked on, kind of,
Well, what an industry question though. So when we were talking about starting with puppeteering and then the animatronics and things like that, what's next though? I mean, as in your industry though, where are things moving? Are they gonna go retro puppet and have the puppet sex movie like they had a couple of years ago? But where are they going? Where are you going? Where are you pushing the envelope in your industry?
I hope we get back to a lot more heavy practical, because I absolutely love the old school blood and gore.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite type of things to do, and that's always stayed kind of practical, except for the crappy CGI blood stuff you see once in a while, which costuming people love that because it keeps everything clean, but the rest of us not so much.
Right.
But I think they are trying to push more practical effects, and I've been seeing that more and more. Which is nice. And I think the best thing is, if you can make some really good props, that keeps everything looking good. The costumes, obviously, that's all practical for the most part, and then a nice mix of effects. So if you can have some awesome, say, blood and gore effects, but maybe you can't really stab that actor, but that's where the CGI kind of comes in.
But you really want to stab the actor.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you start out with saying, okay, let's. The plan is we've got to stab this guy in the gut. So the idea is that we'll make a fake torso that we can actually stab in the gut, and it bleeds. And then the best thing to do is now you can take the computer, and those guys can mix that and edit it together so that we look like we're actually stabbing the actor and he can react, but everything's lined up and it's perfect. So that way you get a nice practical effect with a boost of the CGI just to make it look good, so we're not really stabbing that guy in the gut.
No, that's cool. Now, I have to ask a question. I'm a cosplayer. Dave occasionally does some costuming, but I do a bunch of stuff. I'm in the 501st Legion. And, of course, the film industry inspired cosplayers to then go and make their own costumes.
And they're doing an awesome job. I got to say, I see so much stuff, and I'm in love with it.
Well, and like my stuff that I use for the 501st, I have to troop like 8 hours in some cases in a kit. And we know that in the industry, it's got to last for a take. Right?
Yes.
So are cosplayers and what they're doing informing the industry to make props better?
I think there's a combination of that. I think the thing about cosplayers and things like that is it's all about passion, and my job is this is why I do it. I love what I do, right? So I have the passion. But on the business side of it, that always comes in. Time and budget affect everything. So I can't give everything the attention that I'd want to, unless they want to. In other words, a cosplayer can take all the time they want. Yeah. There's no technical deadline, whereas we never miss a deadline. We can never miss a deadline. So for us, everything has to be done and quantified, which kind of takes some of the fun out of it for me.
Yeah.
But for like what you're saying, it does. It's a cyclical type thing. I think the movie people of today are looking at cosplayers and people that are so into what we do that it does make us want to do a better job. Also, it makes us want to have cooler things in movies so we can emulate it,
Yeah. So I'm just going to say on behalf of all cosplayers, yes, I realize you do have deadlines because at one time I was up till 4 a.m. on a Friday morning trying to prepare for the con.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about durability.
Well, that too. I mean,
that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
But we try our best to make sure we do all that.
Yeah. So we do have to get to a commercial break, but we are going to keep you after the show and produce some additional content. So, guys, I'm going to put that on after the podcast on our Spreaker channel. So definitely check that out. But, Valek, how can folks find all the cool stuff that you're working on?
You can check us out at www.techworksstudios.com or www.learnfx, the letter F and X, .biz. That's our school.
All right. And social media, Facebook, all that stuff?
Yep, we're on all that.
All right. Good deal. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and stick around. Guys, stay tuned. When we get back, we're going to close out the show as we always do with This Week in Geek History. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Hey, look, Ma, I got a fuego!
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as Tea of the Necropolis, Quantum Mechanics, Spider Witch, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends. Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H-21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H-21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H-21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
This Memorial Day weekend, join the Week in Geek at MobiCon, May 24th to the 26th at the Renaissance Mobile Riverview Plaza Hotel. Enjoy gaming, panels, shopping, an artist alley, charity auction, cosplay contest, as well as a cosplay parade and a pub crawl through downtown Mobile. Or meet some of this year's amazing guests, like cosplayers Alice Infinity Cosplay, Blue Knight Cosplay, Rikativity, and Tecton Props. For more information, go to mobilecomiccon.org. That's mobilecomiccon.org.
This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Follow them on Twitter at TWIG Radio. Do it now.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek. Voice guy, he's right. Do it. Do it now.
Yes.
Now, as always, we want to strongly urge you to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagrams, The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you miss any part of tonight's show or you want to catch your favorite part again, you can always find us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, the iHeartRadio app.
And your mama's
There you
house.
go.
But lastly,
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future!
Yes!
Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Da-na-na, da-na-na. Wow. All right, Brian, limping into the finish line. Come on, get me over there.
All right. April 29th, 1951.
Told you I'm limping, man.
The Thing from Another World, often simply referred to as The Thing before its 1982 remake, is released.
Ooh, that was a good movie.
Yes. Well, and I put this in here to just illustrate that reboots have been around forever. You know, it's just they're more prolific now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that The Thing remake was... It was cool looking. I like the stuff in it, but yeah, he's like, yeah, no. Like, I went to Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights, and that was about the only thing I'd stop and go, ooh, well, that looks kind of cool, and then I just keep on walking.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, next one on my list, April 30th, 1938. The animated cartoon short Porky's Hare Hunt debuts in movie theaters.
What?
Introducing Happy Rabbit, which was a prototype for Bugs Bunny.
Really?
Yes.
It was at a talking picture show?
Well,
did it have air conditioning? Ice cold air conditioning. Come on in, watch a movie.
Shove blocks of ice under the seats. I don't know.
I don't know. Talkie picture show.
Yeah, right. Probably. Now I'll put this one in here for you, even though it doesn't matter so much anymore. But it's May 1st, 1991. The Thrawn Trilogy Book 1, Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn was released.
Yeah, I guess since they relegated it to Legends status or whatever the hell they're calling it now.
Legends. But, I mean, he's canon now. He's in Rebels. It's all good, man.
I know.
Yeah.
And he's going to get more. Apparently they're going to get more.
Oh, yeah. No, they're definitely getting more.
I think they're even working on a Disney Plus thing for him, too. I mean, I remember seeing, like, there was a deluge of stuff coming out.
Well, and when we were hanging out with Claudia Gray at St. Tammany Collectors Con, she mentioned being at Celebration and hanging out with Timothy Zahn. And, yeah, they're definitely working on more stuff. On May 2nd, 2008, Jon Favreau's Iron Man is released and becomes an instant hit.
Nice.
And, of course, I had to mention that with Endgame being out, you know, that was the first one, so.
Absolutely. You had to.
Yes.
No, you know what? Look, I mean, they put a lot in that movie. If it would have been a flop, it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
No, that's true.
And in the very end, I am Iron Man. Well, you're part of a bigger world now.
Yeah.
The Avengers initiative. They were just like, oh my God, squee! I mean, like, we all basically, you know, made a mess in our pants. And then here we are 23 movies later, still making messes in our pants.
Yep, 22 movies.
Whatever. Shut your pie hole.
May 3rd, 1966. Eva Gabor was on the Johnny Carson show, The Tonight Show, and played Twister with him, and it became an instant hit.
What? Habba-doobity? Well, it's like Zsa Zsa Gabor's mom, or which one is that? I don't know.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, it's very dated, but yeah.
I thought you should have done like the guy with the little, with the fez on, not the fez. He had the turban and he put the envelope to his head.
That's Johnny Carson.
I know.
That's what I just said.
No, you see, he did Twister, butthole. I'm saying that you should the introduction of that first guy.
Oh,
put that in the news.
Gotcha.
Take Zsa Zsa Gabor and whatever the hell who she is. Get her out of there.
Well, she's the one that played it and made it popular. So
she made Twister popular, or just bending her butt on TV popular.
Probably both.
She probably made smut films popular too.
Oh, stop! It's ridiculous. Last item on my list, and I don't know. I put this in for you too. You
smut films?
No. Okay. May 5th, 1992. id Software Incorporated releases the original Wolfenstein 3D, the first-person shooter computer game for DOS computers.
It was awesome.
Yes.
It was awesome. Just running around hitting the space bar, trying to find the secret rooms.
Yep. All right. You ready for birthdays?
I am ready for birthdays.
All right. On the 29th, former guest of the show, Richard Epcar. He's the voice of the Joker in Injustice Gods Among Us. Yes. On the 30th, Johnny Galecki, who plays Leonard on Big Bang Theory, shares a birthday with Kunal Nayar, who's Rajesh. Yes. On the 1st, Wes Anderson, director, writer.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy. On the second,
we are dragging ass.
the second, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Jumanji 2. I can't wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was his birthday too, and the little guy celebrated it. The little short guy.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
We got 20 seconds. Let's wrap this thing up, dude.
All right, that's cool.
Yes,
guys, I'm working on getting Big Easy Con guests in studio not in studio, but on the phone next week. So,
right.
That's it. That's all I got.
There you go. All right. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Walton and Johnson, making mornings great on News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans. An iHeart radio station.